Okay, our final group that we have tonight are the Group 7ers for District Attorney, 105th Judicial District. And the candidates for District Attorney for the 105th Judicial District include Mark A. Gonzalez, a Democrat, and John West, Republican. So let's get down to this. And sorry, I'm going to reach across and get my notes. So let's begin with you, Mr. Gonzalez. If you would give you have 2 minutes to make an opening statement.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
All right. I saw a little bit. I hope I'm not starting yet. I want to have my time, but I saw a little bit of Judge Maderi and her opponent on there. I think you may save a little bit of time if you want to give us those warnings prior to us even getting started.
So then I will say that this is a candidate forum. It is not a debate. And we are here with the League of Women Voters to ask you to promote yourself and what you can bring to this, to the voting public.
All right, I'm ready now, so let me know when I can begin. I can't see a timekeeper, so someone's just gonna have to say stop. Is that okay? Because on my screen, it doesn't show me, I guess, different individuals. Is that all right?
Okay. So you may begin.
Okay, I started my timer anyways. First, I'd like to thank everyone out there in Facebook land or wherever you're seeing this. My name is Mark Gonzalez. I'm your elected district attorney. It has been my honor and privilege to actually be your DA these 3 years. 9 months and 17 days have been a great ride, and I look forward to 4 more. 4 years ago, I ran because I thought that a change needed to be made. Today, I continue to run because I still think that so much needs to be done. From the get-go, I ran on 3 things. I wanted to be transparent, I wanted to be efficient, and I wanted to see how we could improve Nueces County. And I think we've done all 3. Before I get lost in the weeds, I want to thank my staff out there. I know they work hard every single day. I have about 75 individuals employed with my office. They have been there from new lawyers fresh out of law school to people that have devoted their lives to it. So thank you so much to them. I know that I could not be the elected district attorney without a great team, and that's what we've done from the get-go. We've utilized every program that is available to anyone coming to the courthouse, whether you're worthy of a second chance. If you're a veteran, we've utilized Veterans Court. If you served overseas and made a mistake, guess what? You're going to get a second chance from our office. We've also utilized mental health court, divert court, and we even created our own program, Cite and Release, which allows individuals to actually get a citation for low-level offenses instead of going to jail, saving the county tons of money and clearing space for the jail. But let's be honest, not everyone is deserving of a ticket or a citation. Some people need to go to prison, and we've done that as well. We've gone to trial 163 times. I want everyone to know only 95% of cases go to trial. I have 15,000 cases right here that we've done throughout the years. And these are the individuals who have gone to prison as well. So we have been working hard. We've cleared the backlog, and we want to continue working hard. I got 5 seconds, and I'm looking forward to telling you more about what I have done and what our office has done. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Let me cancel that. All right. Mr. West, please have your opening statements. You've got 2 minutes.
All right, can you hear me?
Yes.
All right, I've got to keep my voice down because my kids are going to bed. My name's John West. I graduated Texas A&M College Station. Upon graduation, I went to St. Mary's Law School. When I graduated law school, I went down to Starr County, and I was one of the youngest felony prosecutors in the state of Texas. I worked in my career for 4 different district attorneys, 2 Republicans, 2 Democrats. I've prosecuted cases in 10 different counties. I've prosecuted every single type of felony case, and I've handled every single case from intake all the way through appeal. I've got, Mark had mentioned that he's got several people in his office that have dedicated their lives to prosecution. And it's a tough road because we don't get paid a lot of money. It's not a popularity contest, but I've dedicated my life to prosecution because I understand that everything that we do in a prosecutor's office makes a difference. I understand that it's our responsibility in the prosecutor's office to try to make our community a better, safer community, and we do that through effective prosecution. We don't want to make violent criminals out of nonviolent offenders. So rehabilitation is always first. But when we do rehabilitation, we have to understand that the dynamic that puts these people into breaking the law are drug addictions, mental health issues, depression, anxiety, chronic unemployment. So when we're talking about nonviolent offenses, we don't have the luxury of sitting back and ignoring those cases. We can't take a low-level offense and ignore it, because that may be the only opportunity we have to redirect that person into a productive lifestyle, into a healthy lifestyle, and being a productive member of the community. Our ultimate responsibility is making things better, and we don't do that by ignoring cases. We do that by paying attention to every case and understanding that every case in our office is the most important case we have.
Thank you, Mr. West. All right, it's time to start our questions. And Mr. Gonzalez, we'll start with you. How has the COVID-19 pandemic impacted the work of prosecuting attorneys? And in your opinion, have there been some positive outcomes which may improve trial processes as we move forward?
Excuse me, I'm sorry. How much time do I have to answer, ma'am?
1 minute.
1 minute. All right, let me change my timer real quick. All right. So COVID has actually changed the way we've done everything, from when we enter the office, having our temperature taken, all the way to where we do hearings. We are doing hearings exactly how we're doing them here today, through Zoom. The jail has taken a lot of steps, making sure the inmates are safe, but we're processing cases. The only thing that we are not doing currently is having jury trials. Unfortunately, we are guided by rules from the governor and the Supreme Court. And so you have people awaiting trial. And once that happens, jury trials, then we'll be ready to go. We've actually seated our first, or in the process of seating our first grand jury. Typically, grand juries would come in, there'd be 150 people, then we sit a grand jury, they get to hear cases. Now we're actually doing it virtually. I think we've learned how to be a virtual type of district attorney's office as well throughout the state of Texas. I'm very excited that we're still working though. Every single day we have dockets. People are going they're going either home, they're going to prison, or they're getting treatment. So people are still getting processed. The wheels have not stopped, except we're just moving a little bit different.
Thank you, Mr. Gonzalez. Mr. West, let me repeat the question for you. How has the COVID-19 pandemic impacted the work of prosecuting attorneys? And in your opinion, have there been some positive outcomes which may improve trial processes as we move forward?
Well, actually, it's pretty much all been positive, because when you look at our court system, there's hundreds of courts throughout the state of Texas, and each court has had its own rules, its own regulations, and run at its own pace. COVID-19 has basically readjusted and made our court system come into the 20th century. We've had technology, we've had computers, we've had Zoom, we've had everything available, but we haven't used it because we've had each court deciding how they want to run their own court. And now people are having Zoom. We're able to have more courts more often and get more stuff done. So we're going to be able to be more efficient because of all of this.
Okay, thank you, Mr. West, for your comments. Okay, back to you, Mr. West, if you will. If elected, which community organizations will you seek to partner with to support the needs of those who become involved in the criminal justice process?
I'm going to reach out to every community organization that's out there. I mean, I'm going to reach out to the food banks, obviously, and Mark does work with the food banks. I'm going to reach out to the faith-based services. I'm going to reach out to the universities to see if we can set up systems that can get training and vocational to assist with people that are having drug addiction, mental issue, or chronic unemployment. I'm going to reach out to big corporations and ask them, can you guys set up and help us establish a mentorship program that will allow us to get people that are good people that made bad decisions, but get them back on their feet and get them back out in the community.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. West. Mr. Gonzalez, the same question. Let me repeat it for you. If elected, which community organizations will you seek to partner with to support the needs of those who become involved in the criminal justice process?
Well, I will continue to forge the partnerships that we currently have. As Mr. West stated, we work closely with the food bank. Sometimes our office takes a work day and helps out there. We go to talk at schools regarding career days or anything like that. We also work with the Purple Door. We've even created a program where we talk to hairdressers to look for signs of domestic violence, because it's one of the programs that we've done. We've done virtual victims apps where individuals can record stuff. We've worked with the Homicide Survivor Group, been a part of their Christmas programs, all types of stuff. And even the new the Memorial Garden, we're close partnerships with them as well, and helping them however we can here in Nueces County. We will continue to forge those relationships. Another relationship that I want to, and I'm excited about, is the diversionary program, where we're going to partner up with mental health care professionals and get the people off the streets that need the services, who are in crisis, to make sure that we make them better. If we make them better, then they don't end up in jail, they don't end up in the criminal justice system, and they don't cost us money. And it's better for everyone.
Thank you, Mr. Gonzalez. And I'll stay with you for our final question.
Sure.
And it goes, describe 2 ways your legal experience will benefit the district attorney's office.
So my legal experience is pretty good. I mean, I'm the DA. I'm your elected district attorney. I know our budget. I know all the employees there. I know every judge there. I know every court there. I've worked only in Nueces County as the district attorney, and I've practiced as a defense attorney for many years in all the other counties, but I've always lived in Nueces County. You know, I can't say it any better than that's the, I mean, you don't know how many cases you have until you are the DA. You don't know how many trials or murders or any of these things, the budgets you have, the programs you have, until you become the DA. So I think that being the DA, I have an advantage, obviously, as to what would go into being the elected official. And so I think, I mean, that's the only answer that I could tell you. I'm already doing the job. I think we've done a great, I think my office has done an excellent job. And so I look forward to continuing to do the job that we've been doing. And so I thank you for that. And I look forward to 4 more years.
Thank you, Mr. Gonzalez. Mr. West, the same question. Describe 2 ways your legal experience will benefit the district attorney's office.
Hello, do you have my image?
Catherine, wait.
Okay.
Instead of spotlighting him, I stopped his video.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
All right, well, my image is off. I don't know what ended up happening.
Try getting back in now.
Okay.
That was my bad. I'm
There
sorry.
we
No,
go.
no problem.
Okay.
Well, you know, I've been dealing with victims, and I've been dealing with defendants for over 20 years. And that experience has made me realize that every single case that we have in our office has to be handled as if it's the most important case that we have. If I've got a burglary case in my office, that case is the most important case that I've got for the burglary victim. If I've got a murder case, that case is the most important case that I've got on my docket for the murder victim's family. And if I've got drug cases on my docket, those cases are the most important cases for the family members of those drug addicts. So my experience makes me understand that every case matters, and we have to do the best we can on every single case. And if I'm elected your district attorney, I pledge to do everything I can on every single case to make our community a better and safer community.
Thank you, Mr. West. Let's conclude this session with a closing statement from you, Mr. West.
Well, I tell you what, this politics is a different thing. I've never been a politician. I've always been a worker bee. I've always been a prosecutor. And if I had to jump into politics with anybody, I appreciate being in politics against Mark. Mark grew up with my wife, and I've known Mark since he got out of law school. One thing that I do tell my kids is people are attacking us on social media, but Mark's not. Mark's not saying bad things about me, and I'm not saying bad things about him. But I tell my kids that, you know, if somebody talks bad about you, it's a sign of their character. How you react to them is a sign of your character. And so I actually want to reach out to Mark and say, you know, I appreciate and I like that he's keeping this as a professional debate, because politics shouldn't be about slinging mud. It should be about qualifications, merit, and who can do the job best.
Thank you, Mr. West. Mr. Gonzalez, your closing statement, please. 1 minute.
I want to thank the League of Women's Voters for allowing us this opportunity to speak. I want everyone out there to get involved. Number one, register to vote by October 3rd and October 5th. And then obviously cast your vote here in November. I'm asking for your vote. I'm asking for your support. I've been so honored to be your DA. And it takes a special kind of person. John's right. Politics is definitely a combat sport. But I promise you this, being the DA is even harder. Doing the job that the public entrusts you to do every single day, but not only being the DA, but knowing how to be an administrator, knowing how to go find the money you need to pay your employees, knowing how to do everything it takes to have those diplomatic relationships, whether it's with the county judge, the city council, commissioners courts, or the judges that you probably heard here today. I look forward to being your DA for 4 more years. The work we have must continue, and I'm asking for your support. Thank you. And thank you to John also.
Thank you both candidates for District Attorney, 105th Judicial District. Thank you for your participation.
Thank you.
Thank you all for all the candidates for participating in this League of Women Voters of Corpus Christi Candidates Forum. I want to thank especially tonight Anel Neal, our Zoom administrator, and Debbie Noble for providing vital technical support to make this virtual forum possible. The League of Women Voters of Corpus Christi appreciates these candidates not only for their belief in the democratic process that we enjoy in our nation, but also for their commitment to public service and the sacrifices they have made to participate in the campaign process. Be sure to check out the League's online voters guide, vote411.org. By entering your address, the vote411.org website will produce an electronic My Ballot for your specific address that shows all the races and candidates you will see on your 2020 general election ballot. Please check for the .org portion of vote411.org, as some unscrupulous actors may be attempting to redirect traffic. Printed copies of English and Spanish state election voter guides provided by the League of Women Voters of Texas, and a 48-page guide to local races compiled by the League of Women Voters of Corpus Christi will be distributed in early October. For locations, please visit the League of Women Voters of Corpus Christi website at lwv-cc.org. Remember, early voting starts Tuesday, October the 13th. The Corpus Christi League of Women Voters website also contains up-to-date election information, including early voting locations. And as a reminder, recordings of this event may not be used without the express written approval of the League of Women Voters of Corpus Christi. The League will only allow audio and video of this event to be broadcast in its entirety, except by the media reporting on the event. On behalf of Ann Stewart, President of the League of Women Voters of Corpus Christi, as well as all members of the League of Women Voters of Corpus Christi, thank you for watching this candidate forum.